Hey there, welcome to my magic studio. I'm Beth. I'm doing a small short tarot reading on the creative process, on the creative energies that are showing up right now. I throw a little bit of astrology in to kind of give us a feel of the time and we focus like this is for people who are focusing on their art and focusing on being an artist in a time where it's getting increasingly difficult to focus on art when when the world is falling apart. Like it's how to keep that spark alive and keep that fire lit, especially when you may have people telling you that you can't do this because people aren't buying, or it's not, it's not the economy is, falling apart, the world's falling apart, there's wars, this, that. So there's all kinds of excuses that the counter force, what I call, like, we have a destiny and a force that is carrying us into our life. It is the force of life, the life force. And then there is always a counter force trying to stop that life from blooming and growing and becoming. So, that tension is what makes good art, and what makes strong, brave, courageous characters. And so we are always facing that tension. I mean, I've been on this art journey for, well, my whole life really, but there was a pause because I let the counter forces, I let them win for a number of years, and my creative practice kind of collapsed in on itself, and I got sick, which often happens, and needed, I became like kind of dependent for a number of years because I was sick, and I let some people talk me out of my creative practice, and etc., etc. And I was able to reignite that because the creative practice will not let you keep it down forever. Like, something comes and brings it back. Life wants to live. The creative life force wants to blossom. And so we may get pushed back into, depression, illness, addictions, like all kinds of things, especially when we have the counter forces telling us not to create, that it's not going to make money, or it's not worth our time right now, etc., etc. But the force of creation will win. And so why am I talking about that? I don't know. Maybe someone out there needs to hear it. So I figure that's probably what. So let's look at the reading for today, for Friday, June 5th. And we are just looking at the creative energies that are going to keep us buoyant and working, what we need to know. We have the Four of Cups again. We got that a couple of weeks ago. So that's interesting. And, ooh, the Three of Voices. Okay, there's some intense, complex energy happening. That's the Three of Swords. That's the card with the heart and the swords piercing. Like, it's like the sad card. And that Knight of Materials. Like, how many times have we gotten this card? Like, this card, I think, is probably the most prominent card in the readings that I've been doing since I started 2 months ago. So, although the Four of Cups shows up quite a bit too, but not as much as that Knight of Pentacles. So, the Knight of Pentacles is starting to feel really special with all this. So, the Four of Cups, remember, is about someone feeling like they don't have enough. Like it's a feeling of lack, like a feeling like, oh, I don't have enough. I'm not enough. My art isn't good enough. How's that? When you're in this state, you can let someone talk you out of making art. You could maybe even let someone talk you out of your art career and into, getting a job or something. I mean, of course, we all need jobs to work and survive, and if, not to say that that's not a bad thing always, because we need money, but there is taking the priority away from art and just completely shutting that down and doing something completely different. That's another story. And so when you're in this state, you can be vulnerable and you can hear the words of the counterforce telling you that your art isn't good enough. You're never going to make money. You're never going to make it. Art isn't selling. I don't know, whatever it is. You can't make a living being an artist. Like, how many times have I heard that? You can't make a living. And so as you are building your career, maybe you do need to have another job or some multiple income streams in order to buy supplies and have your time. But anyway, this card is saying that you aren't lacking. You're not lacking anything. You're actually fully supported. And what is happening is more like um, a glitch in your own perception. And so you don't see, if that's you sitting in that cup thinking that you only have three, you don't see that you're the fourth cup and that you're actually way more abundant than you realize, than you thought you were. So it's a bit of whenever this happens, whenever this Four of Cups state happens, and I think I've said this before, you need to start counting your blessings. When you're starting to feel lack and like hopeless, oh, it's hopeless. It's hopeless. I'll never be able to do this. Then that's when you start a gratitude journal and get connected to the things that give you hope and make you feel like, oh, I have succeeded at some things. I did sell that painting last month, or I was just in a fabulous show like 2 months ago. Why am I in this state? Like, sometimes we don't give ourselves the credit of what we have accomplished and where we are in life. So, if you do nothing, you will become this. You will get even more depressed, more upset. Like, look how sad this person is. They're completely just, this is the card of betrayal, broken dreams, a broken heart. Like, just, it's a sad card. Nobody wants it. If you let this state go on, it will crystallize into this. And the way out of it all is through our leader, seems to be our leader, the Knight of Pentacles. And the Knight of Pentacles just puts one foot in front of the other and does what needs to be done, does the work. Maybe it's, raising the prices of your art. Like if you're not getting noticed, maybe it's starting to get email, like an email list. Maybe it's like sharing your art. Like a lot of people, and I was one of them, was like upset that people weren't buying my art, but I wasn't sharing my art. So how can people buy, and or maybe you're just not making art because you've let this become this. And so, in order to turn that around, you need to make art. You need to get something done. You need to get some work done, and you need to be consistent, and you need to just like keep a bujo. Oh my God, my bujo is actually right here. And I like write down everything that I need to do in my book. And I write it down. When you write it down, I think it has like I can't remember the statistics, but it's something like there's like 70% or 80% more chance you're going to do it if you write it down. And you just put it on your to-do list, even if you don't get to it. The fact that it's on your to-do list means it's going to happen. Like your brain has already processed, has decided that this is important. Oh, there's a cat out there looking at the birds. Don't you? Somebody's cat. So you need to, like, if you have trouble making art, if you have trouble producing, if you have trouble finding the time, if you don't know where to start, if you are struggling with even getting, if you're struggling getting out of this, then you need to get a day timer, get a bujo. Like literally that was life changing for me when I started that. And a bujo just means bullet journal, and you can look up bullet journal. It's a fantastic book. Like I forget the guy that wrote it, but he has the same problem a lot of us do as artists. Like we're kind of ADD, autistic, whatever. Like we've got these brains, these neurodivergent brains that don't function like the rest of the world. And so by starting this bullet journal and doing it the way he describes it, I'm sure he has YouTube videos and stuff. And it's not like some people do it with stickers and make art and so like I don't have time for all that. Like that doesn't interest me. Like what interests me is using it as a tool to help me find the time in my day and prioritize it to create, because the counterforce will come at you in all kinds of ways, from distracting movies to addictions to other people to people asking for your help or asking if you want to like go out, like socializing. Like you have to prioritize your work. Like that is like hands down the biggest lesson that I learned, is that you actually have to do your work. So it doesn't happen on its own. And then you need to tell everyone else to fuck off while you work. And this is it. Like this is the thing. So this is the important part of it, is getting something done. So if you don't have a bullet journal, I advise that. I think that is going to make the Knight of Pentacles very happy. So hope that helped. And if you like the video, please like or comment or share. And thanks for watching. All right, bye.